Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome.
Oh, guys. So we've been discussing this, not really debating, but just wrapping our minds around this. Because he was my sexiest man alive this week, like a couple times, I believe.
Yes. So by now you guys have probably heard the brouhaha about concerning Jonah Hill and an ex.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, some more allegations have come out with him and another girl. And right now I don't know her name or remember her name, but he, in another show that he was on when he was very young, and this girl was very young.
Right.
She alleges that he was very forward with her. I don't believe she said attack. It wasn't that strong of a wording.
Just maybe being a dick about it.
Harassment, sexual harassment for sure. So, if you don't know, Jonah Hill's ex, Sarah Brady, she shared some text messages on Instagram that she says she received from him during the relationship, which she describes as emotionally abusive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're broken up. They've been broken up. He has moved on and has a baby with somebody else.
And I do want to point out, I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that she doesn't have the right to voice this, but I do want to point out that he is so moved on. He done got with somebody and had a whole child. Spoiler alert, it takes a baby 9 months to bake.
Right.
So it was a year, it's at least a year later.
Which kind of is my issue. Because if you're trying to warn someone,
right, a little late.
Time to warn them would
fast.
Be, as they get into the relationship. Right. And maybe you're
not a year later.
Pull somebody aside, right. FYI.
Girl, just want to let you know.
Problem, he might have changed, but maybe not, but be on the lookout. And I'm just a FYI. And people can do with it what they want. I mean, she still might not have listened, but that was the time to do it. It really, going public, I don't see the benefit of that, but that's neither here nor there.
Especially a year later.
Right. But anyway, she posted, "This is a warning to all girls. If your partner is talking to you like this, make an exit plan." Mm-hmm. So that was her warning. So they'd been broken up for quite a while. And then Jonah had a baby with the current girlfriend. Sarah Brady, this ex, is a professional surfer. So Jonah's text read, and I quote, this is Jonah. "Plain and simple, if you need," so it's kind of like bullet points, "surfing with men, boundary-less, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your world, recent past, beyond getting lunch or coffee or something respectful. I am not the right partner for you if these things bring you to a place of happiness. I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership." So that's what he wrote. Like I said, I'm quoting. So it was like a screenshot. And so he also texted, "Keep taking me for granted. Go model. It's a fulfilling life. You'll love it. Real depth and substance and sustainability for relationships." And he also said, "It's just constant and doesn't reflect where we're at or where you say you want to be. I respect your skill in your surfing. I respect how you want to present yourself. I respect that you're hot and beautiful, and I respect however you want to live. But I also respect myself, and I'm interested in my own life and what I let into my own life and what I let into my heart and inner circle. So celebrate yourself and your life however you please and shine bright. but I don't want to have to deal. I am not comfortable with you posting bathing suit pictures, nor may I ever want that from my partner. So they broke up. After the breakup, Jonah texted her and to let her know that he was dating somebody else.
Okay.
I don't know the timeline with that.
Right.
So that's where we are with it.
So, okay. I want to say this first and foremost. When you, me, anybody, when we read into someone else's life, their relationship, their text, we're all kind of bound to get it wrong. And I'm going to kind of devil advocate this one and say, number one, if this had been a woman telling a man, hey, these are the boundaries I need for me to feel supported or confident in this relationship, I don't think it would have been taken the same way. I think because he's a man, it's easy to be like, this asshole, you're telling her not to wear a bathing suit. You're not that. He didn't say not to do it. He said, if that's what you want to do, I'm not looking for those qualities in a partner. Which brings me to part two.
Well,
Can't we have some standards?
He was saying he doesn't want her posting pictures on it. Now, she's going to wear bathing suits because that's her job.
Well, that's true because he said, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with your talent as a surfer.
Right. But in terms of posting it and sexualizing it, I guess is how I interpret it.
Me
now,
too.
We're not there. We don't know either one of them. So I don't really know, but that's how I'm interpreting it. On one first thing, my mind was like, well, why are you dating a surfer if you got a problem with the bathing suit and her posing and all that? But we all know, we had an episode once about it's better on paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things, I want to date a model.
That's some damn chickens.
Right. And then you get a model.
And you're like, I hate this shit.
Yeah, because, she's beautiful and lots of guys want her and there's lots of attention. And you're like, well, damn, I didn't know it was going to be all that. It might very well be
and
that
the sexy
that
has
kind
to
of a
be
thing.
turned on more often than not.
Well, we live in a world where it's about marketing.
Yeah.
For you to make a living, people have to know who you are. Mm-hmm. It's not just skill, sadly enough, for any job. Mm-mm. For any job. That's why you see doctors and dentists and lawyers and, everybody on the side of buses and on a bench and everywhere because they have to market themselves. Right. It's not just their talent or their abilities.
It's brand recognition.
Right. So this is what she has to do for her job. And he evidently wasn't feeling it. And we did talk about this in the previous episode too. Jonah did a documentary with his therapist, Phil Stutz.
On Netflix.
It's very good. We talked about it. Watch it. I enjoyed it. He successfully treated Jonah for anxiety attacks. That was what his issue was. So, Dr. Stutz in the documentary, they've become friends. So some of it's not all just him analyzing him and, telling him what to do. It's really conversational and just because their relationship.
Yeah. I would say he's been his therapist for a long time.
For a while. And because it was successful, they became close. So Dr. Stutz relays that he has not been married, nor is he in a relationship. Nor is he a parent. Now, there was someone in his life, and Jonah asked him about that and suggested, well, maybe you should call her and get back with her and da-da-da. So I'm just saying, Dr. Stutz, if you are getting your relationship advice from him, probably not. Now, the anxiety and whatever else, but in terms of relationships, don't ask folks for directions to somewhere they ain't been.
Oh, that's a good way.
Don't.
I was a little girl. I told my mom, I said, you keep asking heathens for saved folks advice. That don't make any sense.
So if Jonah's going to him, I wouldn't do that.
Maybe don't ask the man who's not in a successful or healthy relationship.
Yes.
Spoiler
So
alert.
that was the thing. Reading the text messages, the only part that I took issue with was the keep taking me for granted, go model, it's a fulfilling life, real depth. He was so sarcastic.
Yeah, now that was gaslighting.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't have to say that at all. Now the other, I didn't mind. Of course, we don't know him,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm reading it in my head in a normal voice, just normal context. She knows it. He might be real snarky. It
Mm-hmm.
might have been all kind of, intonations and ways that he said it that just wasn't cool.
Right.
That she heard it in her mind like that. I didn't.
Well, this is okay. This will be, quote unquote, forever my issue. Guys, don't make me eat these words, okay? But seriously, it's a year later. And here's the thing. It says that he texted her to let her know he was in a new relationship. You waited a whole 365 days to send a warning. That's too late. They've already had a baby. They are already connected in a way that is kind of hard to tether. You've waited an entire year.
Yes.
That what you're saying may be right. I mean, and your feelings are your own. So definitely I expect you to own your feelings. That's fine. But waiting a year, seriously, who were you trying to help? You weren't trying to help her because you waited a whole year.
That's kind of my thing. You know, when you fall out with somebody, and sometimes, now there could be a divorce, it could be a breakup, it could be, even a friendship divorce, anything. You have that feeling of closure. I want them to admit they were wrong. I want them to, everybody to know what happened. Move on from that. Move on, because 9 out of 10 times is not going to happen. You're not going to get an apology. You're not going to get any admittance of wrongdoing, which I feel like that's what she's going for
Fishing
here.
For,
like,
maybe?
Just tell me you were wrong. Tell me, I need to hear
just admit it. Damn
and so then she goes on Instagram because she's wanting all these women to chime in. Oh yeah, that happened to me. You should leave. And so it's tied up in that. And I'm not going to say she's wrong, but I am going to say, when you look back on it, you're going to say, I wish I hadn't done that.
Because there's a time and a place for everything.
Just move on.
Right. It's a year later.
This is the kind of thing, just move on. He may or may not be what you're saying. And I'm going to say this. It would be hard pressed. I feel it would be hard pressed to find a man of a certain age, unless he's a child now that's getting raised by a feminist. But, a man Jonah's age, even a little younger, a straight white man that isn't like this. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Help me find them.
They don't exist. They do not exist. Just news flash. Okay.
Yeah.
Just news flash.
Yeah.
Now I don't mind him having boundaries. I don't mind him saying, I'm not cool with my woman wearing a bathing suit for everybody to see.
Shaking your tail feather.
I get that.
And I'm going to say this, piggybacking off of a recent episode, our episode, Kiki, Do You Love Me? At least he didn't. Now, this is my issue. He told you in a text. Now, who's to say what y'all were doing? Maybe he's texting
and she
you.
made it public.
And
he didn't make it public.
You see what I'm saying?
It.
Now, he kept it.
Man made it public.
But in the Jonah Hill case, he kept it in the confines of their conversation. In their relationship.
Yes.
So if you didn't like it, that was a time for you to message back, you sorry, son of a blah, blah, blah.
Well, maybe she did. See, she didn't screenshot.
Well, that's true.
Stuff.
She didn't.
It was a one-sided thing. I did a deep dive into this. Now, if it's somewhere...
No,
I'm
with you. I couldn't find it.
It was her screenshotting what he said. We don't see what she said.
And that's the other thing that made me, I'm like you, I went digging, right? Because, excuse me, y'all, this has been my Sexiest Man Live this week a couple times. And I'm like, what? Come on. So when I go digging, I can't find her side. And something that I am just a huge advocate about is transparency when you do that kind of stuff. Don't poke the bear. And then you don't show us the poking. You just show when the bear growls or when the bear attacks. And that happens a lot. But for anybody who maybe you're like, no, I see what she's saying. I really would just kind of beg you to take a step back. If this person is gaslighting, they're verbally abusive, they're narcissistic, they fall under any of those categories, spoiler alert, they're not going to apologize to you. You could record them doing it and they're going to deny it. And so it goes back to what Lisa said.
That's where she is.
I agree. But move on.
I think that's where she is.
And do you know who looks cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? You posting it a year later. And then it makes you look like an opportunist. But you look like an opportunist.
You just, closure for everybody looks different.
Yes.
And I think when you're in your feelings, closure is the apology.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get that you're wrong.
Baby,
and
he done moved on and had a whole child.
9 times out of 10, no matter who it is or what happened, you're not going to get it.
No.
You're just not going to get it. So you have to know, between you and your God, you know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened. You know what he said. You know how he said it and all the things. And just move on.
Yeah.
And that's really the best that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it was the chicken thing. You say you want something, but when you get it,
ooh, no, I don't.
It's just really not what you thought it was going to be. And I think that's where he was, honestly.
I agree. Come on. Now, he's been very public. About, at one point, he was so hurt because his mom got on him about his weight. And her thing was not about appearance. It was just health. Like, look, this isn't healthy to be this age and weigh this much. And this is way back. This was like when he did Super Bad. For any of y'all that happen to be Jonah Hill fans, this is way back. His mom was concerned about him. So he has, by his own mouth, confessed that he has struggled with body image issues, that he's suffered self-esteem issues, anxiety. So just put yourself in those shoes. You get the hot girl. In what world does this happen? So of course it seems better on paper, right? Like, I've got the hot girl. Look at me. I'm funny. I'm making money. I'm in the shows. I'm doing all this stuff. But then reality sets in, and it's like, wait, I have the hot girl, and now dudes that kind of look hot like her want to pose in pictures with her, and I don't look like that next to her. So I think that was his thing. He might have been an asshole about it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do respect that he kept it between the two of them. And you posted it for the world to see right after this man had a baby. And you know what? Maybe it was just, I wanted the apology, but that's still a bad look on you to wait until then to post.
Yeah.
Because he's moved on.
Yeah. I agree. I think that was it. I think that was it too. You want something, but then when you get it, because you don't know all the strings attached to it.
That's it.
That's what it is.
That's it.
You want it until you get it, and then you see all the tentacles coming out.
Listen.
And it's just not cool.
And here's your Ask Your Black Mama moment for this episode. Don't wish for other people's stuff because you don't know what they had to do to get it. Now, I don't know if y'all heard that growing up, but my mom has always said that. And I wish this. She was like, don't you do that. You don't know what it took for them to get there. And you may not want to travel the road that they took to get to that thing that you claim you want. And this is an example of that.
Yeah. He didn't think it through. Getting with this girl, I think, he just, in the moment, she's beautiful. I'm sure she's lovely and nice and all the things, but it was just too much and not something he wanted to do. But my note to her would be, you could be the juiciest pineapple in the world, and some folks ain't gonna like pineapple.
That's it.
Some folks are allergic to pineapple, can't fool with pineapple.
Can't even touch it.
But find you somebody that loves pineapple.
Loves it.
And that's kind of where she is. Just find you somebody who loves pineapple.
Right.
Who loves surfers, who loves surfing.
Who loves what it is that you bring to the table.
In a bathing suit, who knows what you have to do. Which is surprising because Jonah knows about marketing and taking pictures. And so that's kind of
it was
weird.
The chickens.
But yeah. So I guess in this case, we're siding with both of them. We do acknowledge his right to set boundaries and to have his life and his romantic partner how he wants it.
Yeah.
But I totally get her point. I mean, this is my job. This is what I got to do.
We're just both older than her. And we both know that apology ain't going to happen, honey.
Yeah. But next time, if you got to say something to somebody, say it privately.
Yeah. Privately and if at all possible, promptly.
Now, you could have called him and cussed his ass out from one side to the other in private.
In private.
And if you felt like you needed to pass this on to the next girlfriend, I mean,
you could have slid into her DMs.
I would have done that too, maybe. Not to say she's going to listen, but, you could just say FYI. He might be a changed man, but when I was with him, this went down
2 weeks ago. Baby.
Right. So, all that, but the public thing, and like I said, she's in her fields and trying to get us Instagram to side with her.
Yes.
Don't you hate him too? And I kind of do for you, but like I said, I'm not shocked.
Right.
This is what white straight men do and what they've been doing. Right. And so, as far as I know, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, so it's just new to
I'm glad you're gone from it. And I hope you find you somebody who likes pineapple. That's what I want.
That's it.
That's what I agree. Want for you.
I completely agree.
Up next, our picks for the sexiest man alive this week. But first, a message from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free for coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free for coffee.
Okay. So I feel like we have to really tread lightly on these sexiest man alive this week, because every time I pick one,
they cut up.
And then I'm like, okay. So this is a repeat, but guys, I think this is like season 1. So I'm going way back in my bank. Dr. Mike. Do you remember Dr. Mike?
Oh, Dr. Mike, the Instagram doctor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dr. Mike is cute.
Dr. Mike is so cute. He's age appropriate for me.
Loves dogs.
That's true. And loves his mama.
Yeah.
So
all wins.
All wins in my book.
Okay, y'all. For my Succession fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we're all going through withdrawals. So I have found a replacement for Succession that I didn't know about. It's called Billions. And there's probably a lot of you out there because it's starting its 7th season. So I'm new to it. I'm new to the game. But Damian Lewis is one of the main characters, or maybe the main character. And he is so cute. And y'all know
your face tells me he's your main character.
Band of Brothers and Homeland. He's played in a lot of things, but it's such a great show. It will remind you of Succession in just everybody's backstabbing everybody.
Which is what y'all like about
We love
craziness.
that. That's a good summer thing to do, backstab. But
oh my goodness.
Watch it and watch him. So the 7th season is out in a few days. So,
but you're in season
I'm
what?
just on season 2, y'all. I'm new.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm new to this, but this is my time to catch up. With the writers' strike and the
you're right
actors' strike.
It's going to delay shows.
Yeah,
that's true.
Watch. So if you have not got into Billions, it's on Showtime, but it's also on Prime. Amazon Prime has like the first 4 seasons.
Okay, and if you haven't got into it, that's going to hold you over for a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.